Alrighty, I'm with Kyle Bennett. Kyle, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. It's been fun. How's your PGA work doing?
It's going along. Going along. Yeah, actually, I appreciate you helping me as a little bit of a cameraman as we
My pleasure. It was fun.
work through the lessons. But it's good work. I mean, it's good information too, but it's a little bit tedious at times. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been in the golf industry for how long?
I've been in the golf industry. I started when I was 16. I actually did like a college internship before I got to college. It was a program. I can't remember the acronym of the actual program, but it was very similar to what we ended up doing when we got into college when I was 16. So now I've been in the golf industry now for 12 years.
Wow, 12 years.
12 years.
How old are you?
28.
28, okay. I always thought you were younger than that. You always look younger than that. I thought you were closer to like 24,
That's
25.
why I'm trying to grow out the beard. Try to look a little more distinguished.
There you go.
I don't have to get carded as many times.
So one of my favorite questions is, and we'll get this out of the way real quick here, the funniest thing you've ever seen while working at a course, or playing golf, or working at a place, whatever.
I had this one set up because I love this one. So it was a state tournament in high school.
Okay.
It was the sectional tournament to go to states, and it was tee times, and I'm on the putting green, putting around a little bit, getting ready to tee off, and one of my buddies from another school was getting ready to tee off also, and so he's on the tee, and he always hits these low liners. He's like, I don't know why, he's just like just low, boring ball flight, and then it flies up. So the place was at Stanford. It was these markers. They had these tee markers that were like half a golf ball. It was a golf ball design, but enlarged.
Yeah.
And it was plastic with part of it like shaved off, and it had like the yardage and what the tee was. And so he hits it, low lines it, and it smacks the tee marker right in front of him, just completely obliterates the tee marker. The golf ball goes bouncing all the way across, hits a tree probably 20 feet left of the tee box, and then comes flying back over him and lands about 20 feet right of the tee box, all in one motion. It was absolutely, it was tough not to laugh, and he was a good sport about that. He was like, oh, well, just laying up to a yardage, or I can't remember the exact term or joke he made, but he laughed about it, and it just, you look at the tee marker, and it was just shattered. And I was like, oh, he's going to have to pay for that one, but that was entertaining. He's still qualified, too. I mean,
that's awesome.
I don't know exactly what it made on the hole, because it was laying 20 feet off the right side of the tee box, but he was a good player. So
that's funny. That's amazing. Now, you were also in the PGM program here at Cal.
Yes.
And you went through the program. And what was your internships like?
My internships, I will admit, I probably didn't take as much of an advantage as I should have. It's funny how now, as a staff member at CalU and seeing these students and the places that they're going, are all places that I would have loved to go, that I should have applied a little bit more. And the places I went aren't bad places by any means, but resume-wise, they're not big name courses. So my first internship was at Irondequoit Country Club. That was a place up in Rochester, New York. It actually hosted a Xerox Classic nationwide tour event.
Oh, wow.
4 years prior. The last 4 years before I got the internship. So I was actually hoping to be able to help out during that as an intern, because I did standard bearer and some other stuff during that event as volunteer work. And loved the course, and that's why I got the internship there. And it was sad not to be able to kind of be a part of the nationwide tour event and see how much prep work it takes and what else the employees do during that time. But it was a great internship. I was just bag staff at that point.
And that was your first internship.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what they are, is just being kind of working on bag drop.
Absolutely. So second one, I went to Chevy Chase Club in Chevy Chase, Maryland.
See, that's kind of a bigger name, though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
few people that aren't, say, in like the DC or the Pennsylvania area, probably don't know. Like if they're more south, they probably don't know Chevy Chase Club, unfortunately. But that course it's in my top 3. I absolutely love that course. Wish I could go back and play. Was able to do some caddying too. They had a caddy program there. So that was a nice little added bonus. And I helped out in the shop a little bit Would have liked to do a little bit more. Just it's quick. It's 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's when you're going through it, you're like, maybe dragging on a little bit. But after that, you're like, man, where did that 3 months go?
Yeah.
It's a pretty quick turnaround. So then I went to Country Club of York. York, PA, which great course also. Really good facility. That was my 6-month internship, which I know it's a little bit different process than how you guys, the PGM is set up now with the senior year being off campus.
Mm-hmm.
We had it where the 6-month was the summer after your junior year.
Okay.
And the 6 months leads into all online classes for your fall semester of your senior year, and then you come back on campus for your spring semester of your senior year.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, so it was a little bit different when we were going through it. But so working there was great. Would have liked to work a little bit more in the shop, but they had already had an intern set up for just the shop. So once he left, I did kind of help out a little bit. But again, I just feel like I didn't get as much out of it as I could have. And not on their side per se, just maybe me just not showing enough initiative to say, hey, put me in the shop. So.
Yeah. Now, we've had a previous guest, Brendan Lehman, just went to York Country Club. That's pretty cool. I think you kind of paved the way for that a little bit as well.
Absolutely. And same thing as when I went to Chevy Chase Club, I think we had a student before me, and then Casey Cromwell, who was a roommate of mine my senior year, who's a PGM student. He's out in the industry now, but he also went to Chevy Chase Club a couple years after me. So
that's awesome.
It's great to have that network, even if we're not sending students there every single year. I mean, just to these facilities are awesome, and it's just networking for the school, and it's great to have them. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Networking is huge in the golf industry. That's pretty much what it is. Now, you've gotten the privilege to work with our professor, J.R. Pond. He was at Lone Pine and Valley Brook.
Yes.
And you were at both places, right? You kind of followed him around. How was that?
So my senior internship was at Valley Brook.
Okay.
That was the position where it was your 3-month internship after you finished up your senior year, and then you graduated in August, and they hope that leads into a full-time position. At that point. So it actually did for me, because I worked as an intern over with JR, basically underneath him, just doing a lot more shop stuff. I was just in the shop working with him, and then a couple of days I picked up some outside ops service there. So it was great working under him. There was a lot of stuff that I learned. Again, maybe didn't get as much as I should have on my side from Valley Brook, at least in the shop, and then I moved out to the assistant caddy master position.
Oh wow! Okay.
That next year, because after JR left, there's a little bit of shuffle. Andrew Wood, who was the assistant caddy master at that time, moved into the shop as a full-time assistant, and then I moved into the assistant caddy master position from an internship position the previous year. So, and then JR, his assistant, moved on after the first year to a place a little bit closer to him, and so he contacted me and asked me to apply, and I went over and I was ready to move up to the next level and really feel like I could make a difference. I think that was the biggest thing with Valley Brook. I felt like no matter how much or how perfect I did everything, Valley Brook was still going to be Valley Brook, and it wasn't going to be me changing it.
Yeah.
The only thing I could do for Valley Brook is change it for the worse, I guess, service-wise. With Lone Pine was a smaller club. It was starting to build up, but I looked at it as I can make a difference. I can make an impact at this course. And so that's why it kind of made me take more responsibility and really dive into it and go head on, with merchandising, doing junior clinics. And of course, Jared being a great mentor as he was.
Absolutely,
he made sure that I was prepared for everything. But it just, I think I started to take off a little bit more and understand my potential as an assistant at that point, I could really fit in, because at Valley Brook I was again assistant caddy master. I was outside staff. That's what I was. I worked maybe one day in the shop here and there, but again I didn't do and never really did inventory or merchandising when I was in the shop. It was just basically check people in and stuff.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So when I got that opportunity to go to Lone Pine, it's easy to say now how much of a turnaround for me it was. So.
That's awesome. Getting to work for JR, I mean, myself, getting to, be mentored by him is an extremely awesome experience. Now, what is one thing that you've done differently that would help other golf professionals right now?
What I've done differently, the biggest thing is just practicing your game.
Okay.
It is such an important thing because when I went to Lone Pine, they don't do a lot of lessons there. It was again, it was a smaller, low-key membership.
Yeah.
And again, they weren't going to do lessons with me because they didn't really know me yet.
So
I started playing with the members a little bit more in that like second year, because first year I was, we were busy trying to make sure everything was in line. Second year I got to play a little bit more, and I started playing with the Bandits, which is like our retired group of guys that go Tuesday and Friday, and then the Patooties, which are the ladies on Thursday, played with them. And I got quite a few lessons just because they saw me play.
That's awesome.
Which is, again, not necessarily, it doesn't always correlate with do you know your stuff just based on playing, but it made me work on my lesson booklet and figure out my structure and how I wanted to do these lessons because I was doing more of them. If you're not able to practice it,
absolutely,
you're not going to get any better.
No.
Just like your golf game. So it's important to just keep working on it, and again, finding new ways to approach the game and new ways to teach it. And the biggest thing that I've gotten better at is my terminology of how I relay information to students.
Yeah.
Before, when you're young, you're always kind of fighting for words.
Yeah.
When you're again trying to get them to understand it almost as much as you are when you're saying it.
Yeah.
And over time you just get used to how you relay things, and your terminology gets better, and you don't have to describe it as much to them. It's shorter sentences, shorter words. You don't get so winded when you're talking to people.
That's awesome.
So a lot of good stuff.
Now, you're also the assistant golf coach here at Cal U. How's that experience been? And now, is that your current employment, or are you still at Lone Pine?
I am 100% full-time at Cal U.
Okay.
It's 9-month position. So during the summer of those 3 months, I work at Lone Pine. I hope to go back this next summer, but I'm not sure position-wise. But that way I can play in tri-state events because I'm employed at a green grass facility.
Yeah.
Because of the title, it changes a little bit with classifications, PGA, but not going to get into that. But I absolutely love it.
That's awesome.
I had a passion for it. I did some JV golf coaching, and it was funny how my passion for coaching seemed to outweigh their passion for playing in JV golf, because that's just what it is. It was just an activity for them. But I'm like making plans to like set up our practice schedule and everything like this, and working around that. And I just realized that this is what I want to do, but I need to go to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I luckily got that call from Pete Coughlin, the head coach, because he knew me when I was going through Cal, knew that I was trying to get into coaching, and he took over both the men's and women's team, and I was able to hire an assistant. And that first trip down to Glade Springs, that first tournament, when I stepped out on that course, I knew exactly that was what I want to be doing.
That's awesome.
Like that confirmation of being in that moment of doing what you want to be doing, and having that feeling of pure bliss, basically, of just like this is what I want to do.
You just absolutely know what you're going to do.
Yep.
I can't wait for that feeling. I don't think I've gotten to that point yet, but I've definitely...
Give it time.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you think about it, I didn't get that feeling until I was 27. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you're a big fitness guy, too, and then we'll end on the fitness part, but you've helped me a lot with my physical fitness, and I was not healthy, and now I am. Go into detail about how you are so passionate about just physical exercise and physical fitness.
Absolutely, and it actually stems from my game too. Is when I always liked working out, and during my time at Cal, I would do a lot more cardio. I didn't really do any strength training because I didn't know how to do it properly, and it was a little intimidating trying to go over and lift weights with other people when I was a scrawny little kid. I could run on a treadmill for 30, 45 minutes and feel fine, but going over and doing the strength it wasn't quite for me at that time. But I got a membership when I was working at Valley Brook for a gym, started working out a little bit more, and I saw how much it paid dividends in my golf game. It was unbelievable how much I stabilized my core, and I avoided big lateral movement with the head also, and just kind of tightened up my golf swing. And it was unbelievable. And it wasn't distance that I gained per se. I built that over time a little bit with the strength, but it was just the ball striking. My ball striking went from being very inconsistent to being probably one of my better part of the stronger part of my game.
That's awesome. See, that's what most people think when fitness, it's distance gaining, but it's actually more, it helps out with other parts of your game too. Like you said, ball striking is very key.
Absolutely, and fatigue too. At the end of the rounds, and you can do cardio all you want, but if your muscles start to fatigue by the 16th, 17th hole, it doesn't matter how much like your endurance is. Your muscles are breaking down at the same time. So building that strength up in the gym, lifting weights, doing it properly without losing flexibility. That's the biggest thing. I'm always stretching in between workouts. I never do a workout without having a stretching band or a rope to make sure that I'm keeping my flexibility and working the muscles, but at the same time, stretching them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if I lose my flexibility, then it doesn't matter how strong I get. I'm going to lose distance at that point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can't take the club as far as back, and all your muscles are kind of constricted a little bit.
Exactly.
Now, you've also gotten me onto the fan of a roller.
Yes.
Man, I'll tell you what, muscle rolling it feels so much better. That's crazy.
Everybody laughs at me when I have my vibrating foam roller, but let me tell you, that thing is a life changer because it's great for, and I still find new ways to use it. When I was on my feet all day working or on coaching, running around, when I get done, I just stand on the foam roller with bare feet.
Oh, wow.
And the vibration of going up through the heel, up through the knee and the legs, it was so relieving, just that pressure. It was basically a massage, a foot massage. And then again, doing like the back, rolling the upper back and the spine, relaxing that, the muscles, chest muscles, even the abs after I do like an ab workout. I'll use that foam roller, and it's unbelievable.
That's crazy. I didn't think about that.
It's
like
miracle work.
Now I gotta get a vibrating foam roller.
You really do. The one I got it as a Christmas gift, but it was I think like $60 or $70.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it's rechargeable, and it's just I never leave home without it. It seems like because I'll take it to the gym. They've got foam rollers there, but they don't have the
vibrating one. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you for being on the show. I think a lot of your information has been very helpful.
Thank you.
Real quick before we end, what is one piece of advice you'd give a current PGM student?
A current PGM student, just always keep an open mind on everything.
Okay.
I think as kids we kind of think we know it all, but we look back at it, 10 years from now, and we say no, we're idiots.
Yeah.
Just really keep an open mind for all kinds of opportunities.
Okay.
And try to learn as much as you can in the moment, and process it afterwards. I think we're in a generation right now that's so media driven and so like need it here and now.
Yeah.
But we gotta stay in that moment just as much, and treasure it too when we get those opportunities to do things that are just completely awesome.
That's open mind. That is really key. Well, I appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you for being on the show, and I'll see you guys next time. And appreciate you guys for listening.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tab.
Thank you.